It's time to bring back the sun god. Let's get into it.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Howdy diddly, everybody. My name's Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below for more juicy New York Jets content. Also down below is a full article describing all the details here. Now, this is not just a Paul Eston creation. This question was asked of Robert Saleh this week. Robbie Chosen, the artist formerly known as Chosen, the artist formerly known as Chosen Anderson, and now currently he is Robbie Chosen. And then he was also Robbie Anderson before that. Anywho, it's hard to keep track. But the point is that Robbie Chosen was cut by the Miami Dolphins earlier this week. And Robert Saleh was asked, was that something you would potentially consider adding to the team? Robert Saleh, here is his full comments on that, which we'll play you that clip right now. Here we go. This is Robert Saleh asked about potentially adding Robbie Chosen. Roll the footage.
Well, Joe, I know Joe will always turn over every stone. I know he can flat out roll. Pretty sure he got us for one in Carolina when our first year. Was that him? He did. That was him. But no, he's he is. I remember. I'll keep it to myself. I remember the exact play. Red one. There you go. I see you guys. But no, he's he can roll. He's got a speed element. He's got a fastball, and whenever a player has a fastball, he's always worth talking about.
There you go. Anytime a player has a fastball, they're always worth talking about. That is the pipes of Robert Saleh talking about the potential of adding Robbie Chosen to the team. Now, that play he was talking about is, of course, the Jets let Robbie Anderson go in free agency in 2020. He signs a 2-year deal for $20 million with the Panthers. That'll be important in a second. Hold on to that fun fact. And that first play, it was former Jet Sam Darnold finds Robbie Anderson for like a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown in that Week 1 season opener where the Panthers beat the Jets. That was Zach Wilson's debut in Carolina. Boy, good times. So Robert Saleh left the door open, saying Joe Douglas will turn over every stone. Speaking of Joe Douglas, and here's why I believe the Jets could bring the sun god in. Let's turn the clocks back to 2020. Joe Douglas was speaking after the trade deadline, and he was asked if he regretted the Robbie Anderson decision by the media. Let's roll that clip for you. That's also included. You can listen to the full clip. We'll play just a piece of it in our article down below for Heavy.com. But here's Joe Douglas back in 2020 talking about Robbie Anderson, and maybe he would bring him back. Let's roll the footage.
And I go back and I look at what I could have done better in that specific situation. You know, I thought our guys did a fantastic job of really analyzing every position group's market value leading up to free agency last year. You know, and I think what went wrong with us and Robbie, we thought there was no way that we thought that Robbie's value was going to be even greater than he signed for in Carolina. And so I think that's on me ultimately, and that's on us moving forward to get a better handle on every player's market value. Honestly, we would all love to see Robbie here doing what he's doing, but I tip my hat to the success he has. But obviously, we don't want to be in the business of losing good players.
We would all love Robbie to be here. That's Joe Douglas back in 2020. It's 2023. you know what? You can, as the famous line in that movie, you can totally redeem yourself by bringing the sun god back home to the New York Jets. Now, I will admit, bringing back Robbie Chosen will not solve all of the Jets' issues, although he was most recently with the Dolphins. He only had one catch this year. It was a 68-yard touchdown, ironically enough, from former Jet Mike White. It was in that Dolphins-Broncos blowout where they dropped 70 points on the Dolphins. And Robbie shows he still has the deep ball. Now, why would I bring the sun god back? First off, the Jets are dealing with an array of injuries at the wide receiver position. Garrett Wilson in the elbow, Al Lazard in the knee, Randall Cobb in the AC joint. Like, there's injuries all over the place, and the quality isn't that great. So instead, add a guy who at a minimum could be a decoy, right? You have to respect the 4.3 speed of Robbie Anderson back from his Temple days. So from a decoy standpoint. Then from a reality standpoint, he could take the top off of defense. Think about, I was at that Jets-Cowboys game where he had the 94-yarder from Sam Darnold. He just has elite speed, and you can say, and Jet fans, I remember, criticized him way back in the day when he was here because he spent his first 4 years of his career after being an undrafted free agent at a Temple back in 2016. He's just one-trick pony, a vertical threat, and that's it. He's not a true, quote-unquote, number one wide receiver. I remember that conversation a bunch of years ago. He doesn't have to be a number one wide receiver here. But the Jets need offense. They need spark. They need juice. Quite frankly, they need chutzpah. And imagine if Robbie Anderson could take the top off of defense, or at the minimum be the decoy there, that could potentially open up some things down below. And some other reasons that the sun god coming back to the Jets makes sense. He'd be dirt cheap. He was on the practice squad for the Dolphins. We're talking about and then floated on the active roster every once in a while. Veteran minimum $1 million. I mean, obviously you're a little bit limited in player acquisition here in November because the trade deadline's passed and things of that nature. But why not take a dart throw and just see if he's the drama queen or has any issues? Obviously, he had some off the field issues throughout his career. If he has any of those issues, or you bring him in for a workout, you don't like what you see, don't sign him. Don't bring him in. If you bring him in and he sucks, you cut him. If he's great, look, you got a low risk, high reward kind of move. So this is the kind of move that the Jets should investigate heavily. What do you have to lose? Bring the sun god back home where he was originally with the Jets. He spent the first 4 years of his career with the New York Jets. The Jet fans love him. He's a fan favorite. And I would love to see Robbie Chosen, call him whatever the hell you want. Sun God, bring Sun God back home. That's what we would like to see. Low risk, high reward. I'd love to see him back in the green and white. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, down in the bio, the description of this video, you guys can check out my full column on this topic and the full videos of Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh down below as well. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below. We're growing this channel, baby. We're trying to get closer and closer to 6,000 subs. We'd appreciate all the support. Tell a friend. Let them know. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and make sure you let us know if you want the sun god back with the Jets. I'm all about it. But let me know what you think here on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.